All right, what's up, everybody? I'm back with a video. I don't know why I'm still making these political videos. Anyway, so in this video, I wanted to talk about nomination versus running for office. Now, it's pretty much synonymous these days, but I think the concept of a nomination versus someone running for office is slightly different, and it might be one of the reasons why we're getting the results that we're getting when it comes to politics and stuff. Now, I'm still reading Academic Agent's book. I'm on chapter 5. Well, I finished chapter 5, which is assessing the alternatives to clearing them out. And his theory on clearing them out, which he seems to think is one of the most beneficial political strategies, is basically, as he says, clear out everybody in the political structure down to the librarian, which is, kind of a libertarian type of idea in and of itself. So I'm kind of partial to that idea as well. But I think that the whole concept of nomination has kind of been lost to modernity in the sense that, if you look at like the actual like way that people get nominated in, say, like a group or something like that, it's usually not the person that wants to be nominated that gets nominated. Like, say, you're in a group with your friends and stuff, and you got to pick somebody to be like the responsible party or something like that for some event, or, the designated driver or something like that. It's usually up to the group to say, like, hey, we all decided that this person's the most responsible person, right? And in fact, in a lot of times, if the person who's saying like, hey, pick me, I'm the best, pick me, it's just usually the person that you wouldn't pick. You pick like the kind of like more humble person that's like just doing their job, doing whatever they have to do, being a good friend, being a responsible person. And then everybody in the group says, hey, actually, this guy is the guy that we want, you know? And so I think that in and of itself is part of the problem, right? Because, you know, let me give an example, like how it's outdated. Like we're looking at these gun rights stuff with marijuana versus gun rights. And this is another reason why I'm really pissed off at Trump, is because Trump is on the side of disarming American citizens. He's not pro Second Amendment at all. He's zero. He's like, and plus he's losing the battle too. He's only got 2 Supreme Court justices on his side for this case. And it's such a ridiculous case because they're trying to go back to precedents that were set in like the 1700s based on habitual drunkards, right? And so they're presenting quotes, or they're presenting the facts such as that John is a quote from the actual Supreme Court proceedings. John Adams took a tankard of hard cider with his breakfast every day, the justice continued. James Madison reportedly drank a pint of whiskey every day. Thomas Jefferson said he wasn't much of a user of alcohol. He only had 3 or 4 glasses of wine a night. Are they all habitual drunkards who would be properly disarmed for life under your theory? The government responded they would not, right? So Thomas Jefferson was the person who wrote the Constitution. So they're literally arguing the case that the person that they're classifying as a drunkard wrote the laws that they're arguing over. Like, you see how like stupid it is? It's like, okay, so you're claiming that this guy himself is a drunkard, but he wrote the laws that you're now contesting to try to prove that somebody else is a drunkard, right? And that they're trying to disarm anyone who has a medical marijuana card, right? Which is ridiculous on its face. Ridiculous. Because they're literally saying, yeah, oh yeah, you can have 50 gallons of liquor at your house and that's completely fine. But if you smoke a joint once a month, then you're a danger to society. So we can see how arbitrary a lot of these laws are and how stupid they are and how a lot of the stuff was written. I'm not saying rewrite the Constitution, but it's like a lot of this stuff was written in the 1700s. They have no actual definition for what a habitual user is. It's all a bunch of made up stuff. Okay, so now when it comes to the nomination thing, we got to think, right? Back when they first created this process, like for example, Philadelphia was the only city in Pennsylvania, right? So it was easy for everyone to know. Everybody knew who John Adams was and Samuel Adams. They ran the pub in town. They were the local brewers. Everybody knew they were responsible businessmen. Everybody knew, like pretty much everyone in the entire city probably knew them. So it was easy to nominate these people because everyone knew their character and everybody knew who they were, right? Where now, you've got what, like 20 cities with over 20,000, 50,000 people in them just in Pennsylvania alone. So the whole concept of someone being nominated based on their character and based on people actually knowing who they are, right? Like, for instance, like how many people heard of Obama before he was nominated for president? I never heard of him, right? So it's like the whole concept of it is kind of getting lost, right? And so now we have this concept called running for president, which is the type of person that I was saying before that you don't want running. The person that's saying, me, I'm the best, put me in charge. I know everything. I'm the smartest, I'm the best, I'm the greatest, put me in charge. Like that's the exact opposite of the person that you want to be in charge. And so I don't know how we can return to nominating people in the real sense, in the traditional sense of actually the group picking a person that has good character, as opposed to, people with money and influence deciding that they're the best person, and then the only way that you can find out about them is through the advertising and through their promotion and through their moneyed interest that they're using to back them in running for president, right? Because as much as the clear them out theory sounds good on paper, as we've seen in my previous research, even if you vote for no one, they will just install people into these offices, right? They'll just install people in there, and they'll be worse people than you could even try to nominate or elect based off of, primary voting and voting for the president and all that type of stuff, basically the popular vote. So, to me, it seems like certain things like that have been lost to time because it's just kind of like the whole like habitual drunkard thing, where the whole concept of what it is has changed so much over time that, like, I don't see how we can fix it, right? Because that really does seem to be the problem, that it's the psychological profile of the person that would run for office in that way, right? As opposed to a person that was actually selected by their community. And like maybe we can select people like from the, Congress or Senate, but not people that are running for office, just anyone. I don't know how it would work, but like maybe just put everybody that's in Congress and the Senate on the like national thing, because obviously these people that are running for office have a certain type of psychological profile that we keep running into this problem where they'll do anything to stay in office, including completely reverse all of their positions that they ran on. I don't want to say they're lying, but whatever. They just completely reverse every single position that they ran on, to the point where it would actually have been better to vote for the other person, because at least you would have known that those were their positions in the first place, when the person that you elect literally takes on more extreme versions of the positions of the person that you didn't want to elect. just so they can stay in office, so they can stay relevant or whatever, because that's basically what it is. It's almost like they're chasing views on YouTube, but they're the president and they're just trying to stay popular. And you know, so that's just my idea on the whole, alternatives to clearing them out. Like I said, clearing them out would be great too. Just get rid of all government officials, but that's obviously not going to happen. So maybe changing the selection process a little bit and trying to find people with better character is an alternative to that. So that's the video. Thanks for watching if you did. Have a good day and peace.